what's going on, guys? Been a while. You could say that, right? And this is not AS2. No, this is World of Warships. You may be asking yourself, why haven't you put up any videos in like months? Dude, I don't even know. I haven't even looked at my YouTube. I probably haven't responded to any comments, and I do apologize about that. Just life's gotten in the way. Anyways, World of Warships, and we're playing tier 10. And just for reference, I do want you guys to take a look at this Minotaur Hindenburg division, because we will be seeing them a little bit later. So yeah, World of Warships. I've been playing this quite a bit the last, I don't know, 3 months or so. What is it, March? Probably actually like 4 or 5 months actually. I finally felt like doing a commentary, and this is a replay of me playing actually a game a few minutes ago. And yeah, just, you know, I'm kind of one of those, and same with Assault Squad 2. I feel like if you're not, I'd say, really good at the game, was probably a right term, you probably shouldn't comment on it, unless you're doing it just, you know, for like, you know, comedic effect, or you're just like one of those that just, you know, does it for fun. I guess you could, you know, that's fine. But if you're trying to actually add value and trying to help people like learn and play better, then and if you're not yourself pretty good at the game, then you probably shouldn't do it anyways. So I felt like it took me a while to actually get pretty good at the game, and I feel like I'm at that stage now where I can actually like, do a commentaries here and there and just point out some things that I think people can improve on if they are interested in getting into this game. This game's been out for probably 2 years now, going on 2 years, but I guess it was in beta for a little while, and I played a little bit in beta, and then I had kind of just been playing like here and there when I was, you know, tired of Assault Squad 2, and kind of the AS2 kind of fizzled out for me, and then I just got busy with life, and so I just haven't really been getting on Steam really a whole lot, to be honest with you. Which means I haven't been playing AS2. I probably haven't played in 4 months. I probably would be absolutely atrocious right now if I tried to jump in that game. I probably don't even remember the controls, honestly. So yeah, I wanted to comment on this game. So we're playing the Moskva. It's a tier 10 cruiser. I am assuming anyone that will be watching this probably doesn't play World of Warships, or maybe has played it but hasn't played that much. But I think there's a lot of cool things about this game that I'm really enjoying. You know, for example, like, I don't know, so like, I guess from a similarity standpoint, like, angling's important. Positioning is ultra critical in this game. It's not quite as fast-paced as Assault Squad 2, like in the micro sense, because obviously it's more of a first-person shooter here. But I think there's definitely some similarities. So angling is one of them, right? You do have a health pool, and I know that's kind of something that I've heard is kind of one of those, I guess, drawbacks. But at the same time, like, I think this game kind of needs a health pool. Like, if you just were like one-shotted here and there, like all the time, like it just wouldn't be fun, because, you know, in Assault Squad 2, you just buy your next vehicle or whatever else you need if you lose one, right? As opposed to this game, you actually, I mean, once you die, I mean, your match is over. You have to go play and queue up, you know, another ship or something like that. And having said that, you can actually be one shot in this game. So you can get devastated striked. You can get, you know, 4 or 5 citadels on you at one time, or even, you know, 3 citadels with, you know, battleship guns, and completely get wrecked. So there is still that, you know, I guess that danger. If you misplay, you can get deleted. And so I think I like that about this game. So you guys are probably wondering what's shooting at me. Yeah, that's the Minotaur. So there's a double Minotaur division. Basically, it's a tier 10 Royal Navy cruiser that just absolutely just throws out these insane amounts of like shells. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I wasn't actually taking any damage from them, and partly that's my angling. So our team decided, so let's just get in the game here, and you guys can kind of pick up as we go along. Our team decided A and C, which, well, I take that back. Our team really decided A and B, but our Benson, which is our destroyer. We only have 2 destroyers. Decided that C was a good idea. As we notice, his position is in D8, and he's just kind of hanging out at the edge of the cap. So, I mean, granted, he does have battleships, but I guess, and he has a Utila he's got to deal with. But still, so I've actually decided the Moskva is great in the sense that it is a cruiser, but it's kind of like a battle cruiser. Like, this thing can fucking like take punishment, probably more than any other cruiser in the game, I'd say. The trick is you want to give, as I said, that you want to give some broadside, but not too much, because your side armor is actually pretty good. What gets you in trouble is getting penned in like the nose, and of course superstructure damage will certainly hurt you. So unfortunately, I didn't want to push any farther into C, so it's going to be kind of one of those, like, you're able to fire on guys, but you're trying to play safe as well. As you can see, it's 5 minutes in, but this is kind of higher tier gameplay sometimes. Sometimes this happens where, like, it's 6 minutes in the game and no one's died yet. See, I avoided most of those shells, but the one that did cause like 4K damage hit me right in the nose, and that certainly will pen me. The nice thing about the Moskva is it's got 65,000 HP, plus you have heals. I restarted my client, so my heal in this replay is not the shortcut's not there. So actually, I'm thinking about actually moving more towards B, because I want to be able to help the guys there. But there was, I think those were Montana salvo coming at me, either the Montana or the Bismarck. Either way, I didn't want to go ahead and, I wanted to angle in before I made this turn here. Also, I became undetected, which is why I'm not shooting. So it's another thing about this game is your detection. So as you can see right now, as soon as I open up, my detection blooms. Basically, my the ability for me to get spotted blooms quite a bit. Now, if you're not firing, that detection goes back to you know, whatever your ship's standard detection range is. Yeah. So now that I made that turn, and then I felt comfortable in opening up again. My ideal scenario here is somehow getting close enough to those Minotaurs to use my radar, which basically will counter their smoke. I'll be able to see in their smoke. That's the idea here, but unfortunately, they're right now they're 14 clicks out, almost 15 kilometers out, and my radar is only 11.7. So I'd have to literally go towards the middle to do that, and still. I say it's early game, but it's more mid-game now. But there's still too many battleships. I mean, there's 5 battleships alive, and they're all towards the sea cap. So I've repositioned here so that actually I can't be shot from the right side, so basically from the east or northeast. But yet I can still put rounds out here. I do see this Hindenburg popping around the corner. Go ahead and load AP. The nice thing about the Moskva is the AP is 220 mil. Does pack a nice punch to it, especially at anything giving you broadside at this tier. Well, any tier for that matter. So I haven't really done any damage so far. I've actually taken just about the same amount of damage as I've given out. See, this is what you want to shoot at. These Minotaurs have no armor, which is why they have smoke, and they have heals, and they heal insane amount when they do use their heals. Fortunately, that Minotaur turned out as soon as my volley was about to land on him, but this other Minotaur is looking a little spicy here for hurting. Yep, and that's 4 citadels right there. 24k volley, and that's what you can do to those Minotaurs. Really, the Moskva, in a way, just essentially hard counters a Minotaur. To their credit, this map is pretty garbage for Minotaurs, just with the range. The Minotaur has extremely potent damage per minute up close, but its shell arcs aren't aren't great, and then also it has a lower caliber gun, so it's not going to do a whole lot of damage, especially the angled targets, especially to like Moskvas and angled battleships like, you know, like we have. We are actually we're starting to cap B, so just recap where we're at. So it's 2 ships to 2 ships, but they do have the lead. Also, I'd say that our position, I think, has gotten a lot better here. Ooh. Unfortunately, I should have switched to AP a little bit sooner. That was a mistake on my part. I really should have been in AP then, because I probably could have deleted that Minotaur. Unfortunately, we just lost our last destroyer. Now we have no destroyers. They do have 1 destroyer left. And as we can see, Utiloy's at D9, or approaching E9. But you can see I actually, you know, I'm in a pretty good position where I can actually deal damage, but okay, I take that back. So that was what I was trying to avoid, right? I was trying to avoid getting shot from basically the right side there. I do get a nice citadel on that Hindenburg, but really that's the thing. When you're playing, and these guys are in obviously a clan, and assuming they're pretty skilled. I mean, I wouldn't say most. Some tier 10 players are pretty good, especially if they're divisioned up in a clan. Typically, you give them the benefit of the doubt. At the same time, this guy keeps giving me broadside, and I really should have been able to punish him more. Is this going to delete him? That volley is so good. The dispersion on that's so good. Wow. See, if I would have hit waterline on that, which basically means I would have hit a little bit lower, I would have deleted him right there. And I thought that was a better volley too, but unfortunately it hit 2 overpens for only 1100 damage. So we just lost another ship, but we did take out their Montana, which was on my eastern flank as well. So this is kind of one of those points in the battle where it's 8 minutes to go. We're down almost 200 points. It's kind of, there's certain points in the games where you just have to make a move. Like this is the point where there's there's still a good amount of ships, right? And if we don't make a move here, we probably will lose this. And I popped out at the exact perfect time. And I kind of figured I hadn't seen that Utiloy, and usually a Utiloy is going to stay spotted just because he's usually using his guns, which tells me that I thought maybe he was doing something sneaky, but I didn't want to blow my radar to like find out. And I realized that all these battleships on our eastern flank are so far back, or I guess that Tirpitz, and then also I guess they're Chapayev. They're so far back. This is the perfect time. I want to come help this Kurfürst. So as I said, perfect way to counter Minotaurs. And in this case, the Minotaur and the Hindenburg. I don't want to blow my radar too soon, so I'm checking to see how far away I am. 11.7. So I say radar in 5. Pop the radar. Spicy. Boom. Yeah, there goes one Minotaur. And I potato and fucking take this torpedo. Don't worry about that. There goes the second Minotaur by the Kurfürst. And I was actually shooting him, but boom! Almost got double strike. I was just slightly behind. So basically that radar and that push right there not only skyrocketed us into the lead, but just, you know, with the help of the Kurfürst, that took down 3 of their ships. And honestly, that's kind of like it's very possible those guys would have died anyways, like with that Kurfürst push. But at the same time, like he could have been like probably melted if I didn't help out with you know, 2 Minotaurs, a Hindenburg, and torpedoes. Like it's very well he could have just been melted and they could have smoked up again. So I felt like that push was like it's possible we still have won this game. but at the same time, we could have definitely lost it, you know. It just worked out so well that I was able to push in without being spotted for the most part, because that Eudaloy pushed at me, and I was able to catch him by surprise. Well, essentially. Well, we caught each other by surprise, but obviously I have the advantage there. And at this point, I'm so far away from the battleships on my right flank that I'm not even worried about them. But yeah, I thought this was a great game. Like damage-wise, it wasn't special, and certainly the first like 10 minutes like was fairly bland. I'm not gonna lie, but that's kind of how these higher tiers play in a lot of ways, and it's just like you have to be patient, but at the same time, like when you basically find an opportunity to like make the play in the game, especially if your team is losing, I should refrain from saying you don't need to make a play every game, because sometimes when you're winning and time and score dictates, you know, when you actually need to push. But I think that was a perfect time there. And it just goes to show how Minotaurs just get absolutely like you know just hard countered by this ship right here. And we do definitely pull out the win there. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, so just looking at the final results here, did 101,000. Yeah, like I said, not a huge game, but really, you know, me and the Kerfers really, you know, I think we won the game definitely at the end there. Because those Minotaurs could have just kept smoking up, I guess, and it probably would have salted the victory away if they especially would have killed that Kerr first. And the one thing to point out is the amount of damage, the amount of potential damage, 3.1 million. Definitely a solid game. I'd say that's a solid number of basically shells that are being shot at you by really. You know, if you were in a tier 10 battleship, that'd be a lot of potential damage, but especially in a tier 10 cruiser like the Moskva. So appreciate you guys watching, and look out for more. I'll try and do some more commentaries so it gets you guys exposed to World of Warships, and hopefully some of you guys want to start playing or are playing, and just let me know if you are. All right, guys, take care. I figured I'd actually show my my build on my Moskva, just so you, in case you guys were wondering what I'm running on the ship right now. I actually just got it. I've only had it, only played maybe 8 battles, 7 battles, something like that, 6 battles. I don't know. I haven't played that much, but I felt like that. I've played enough, and I've seen Moskva played enough that I felt like, and that game I thought was just a good example of what the ship's capable of doing, tanking, and then also using radar to counter. And then also just the sheer gun power with AP, and it can definitely do some HE damage. So just looking at my build here, definitely I'd highly suggest going premium. If you're running tier 10, you probably should be playing premium. Otherwise, well, I guess if you have money issues, maybe not. But if you can afford it, definitely go damage control premium, and then I'd probably go heal premium as well, and then radar, and of course defensive fire if you can afford it. I'm going defensive fire. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't think you'd need to go hydro. Honestly, you're so far back usually that you probably shouldn't need to go hydro. But I guess you could do that if you wanted to. Upgrade wise, main armaments mod 1. I've gone AA guns just to get my AA range a little bit farther. Right now I don't have AFT, so my AA range is only at 6.8. But once I get AFT, that'll be bumped up another 20%. I'm also going the reload. So main battery mod 3, just a little bit faster reload. Your range is already, it's already 19.4. If you really need to fire from farther distance, then you probably should move up a little bit. Damage control 1, steering gears mod 2, just because otherwise this thing is kind of like a tank, but you can get that down to 8.7, which is actually not too bad. And then of course I've gone concealment. Otherwise, your concealment on this, that is one downside to the Moskva. Your concealment is absolute garbage. So as far as captain skills, I've only got a 16-point captain on it. I do have 1 point that I haven't used, and I'm about to have a 2nd point as well. But really what I'm saving up for is AFT. So I've gone in order. I've gone priority target. For the Moskva, you definitely want expert marksman. Otherwise, these turrets turn like ass. They need some WD-40 on them. And then I would definitely say Superintendent gets you an extra heal and extra radar. and then go concealment. Obviously, once you have tier 10, you really should have more points than just 10. So I've gone vigilance, and then I've gone adrenaline rush as well, which is just, you know, increases your DPM every time you, you know, for losing, you know, HP. So, and then of course I'll go AFT as my 19-point build, which would definitely bump out that that AA range to I guess like 8 point something, 8.2 or something like that. So that's my build. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you later.